Hey everyone,
Whoa.
this is Derek here and welcome to my second game cast. This one comes from MissAphonic. I will link her channel in the video description down below. And if you want to send a replay to me to be cast, definitely send it to derekgreplays@gmail.com. I'll also leave that in the description below too. So what I like about this game is it shows some pretty fun. It's number one, it's duo versus squads, which is challenging by itself. It's high level. It was top 300 players back when it was played, and she uses a pretty neat Micro-UZI suppressed. So this is something you don't see that often. Lots of times when people are running SMGs, they run either vectors or UMPs. I don't see too much love for the Micro-UZI though, and this one is suppressed. She has a ton of ammo for it, over 500 rounds of 9mm. 9mm, of course, very easy to find in the game. You can see she jumped out. The person's wondering where she went, just able to sneak up behind him. Unfortunately, there's another person there, though, so she does have to retreat, reloads the Micro-UZI, and is able to get the double kill. So that's where the Uzi really shines. You can see how fast it reloads, how abundant the ammo is, and it does quite a bit of damage, especially with an SMG extended magazine like she has. So 35 rounds of 9mm by themselves don't do that much. However, together with the rate of fire, it's pretty decent. Now the Vector is still better for DPS. However, 9mm in my opinion is a little bit easier to find, and the Micro-UZI is a little easier to control until you get the stock and the grip on the Vector. So you can see they looted up another person. There is another person searching for them. That one might have been a bot, not sure, but obviously real people go in houses. Bots cannot go into houses, so if you see someone in a house, they are real, or on a roof of a house like in this case. So lots of real people in this match. They are in the apartments, or they're right down the hill from the apartments near school. Knocked out somebody with an M4, so running an M4 and a Micro-UZI right now. I have a 2 times on the M4. I'd imagine she'll want something larger than that or longer than that eventually. Going to go ahead and make use of something I do not make use of nearly enough, the smoke grenade. So smoke grenades are super useful at masking your location, especially after the most recent update. The smoke field is actually large enough now that it's useful. Before, it kind of was just weak. It wasn't very good. But now the smoke field is, oh, whoa, what the heck, where'd that person come from? Is great enough. Oh, they're trying to get the person inside the, oh gosh, so that's where, look at that, that is insane. So just using the M4, charging in there, taking out an entire squad. So perhaps that squad was distracted by the people shooting from auditorium. But man, what a ridiculous engagement there. And notice though, that wasn't with the SMG, it was actually with the M4 in automatic mode, because you have 40 rounds instead of 35 and they each do more damage. So now going to go ahead and loot the person knocked out with the M4 in the auditorium. Now have a ton of 5.56 as well as 9mm. Looks like it's going to be a military base close. These are not fun, at least in my opinion. They're not fun unless you get to military base with plenty of time. So we've got 7 kills already. They started out, they must have just dropped near the apartments near school. They are now taking a buggy all the way down to the bridge. Let's see if they can, actually taking a Dacia. Dacia has more armor than the buggy, so that is a good idea. I always prefer the UAZ or the Dacia. I think the UAZ does a little better off-road, but both of them are quite good at absorbing damage. So there is an enemy hiding in the shack. Let's see how they take him out. Might just rush him. Yeah, okay, so the guy just popped out and just got owned. So medkit though, and some more equipment, so not a bad find at all. You can see the zone is starting to close in, so they're actually going to go for the boat. He said, should have pretended, probably pretended to be a bot. There's a better chance. That actually is like a legit strategy now, is if you pretend to be a bot, like you just make dumb movements and you stop every once in a while and you shoot randomly. Sometimes people will leave you alone, or they'll think because you're a bot that you're an easy kill, and instead, what the heck are they doing? So they're backing up out of the zone. That was pretty funny. They're keeping track with the zone. They're actually able to outrun it in reverse. But sometimes if you imitate a bot, people like underestimate you, and then you can just run up and kill them. So it is a legit strategy, I guess. Let's see what they have. They have a UAZ here if they want to use it. It's a military close. Only 14 people left alive. And let's see where they head. If they're going to head for a ridgeline, I'm sure it has an 8x scope or a 4x scope by now. And let's see what they can find. So we've got a... They're into the building now. And you guys can choose whether or not to do this or not. You can either fast forward like she's doing through the boring stuff, or you can play it, or you can just, you know, record everything, just send everything to me. And then if it gets too boring at any one point, I can always trim it down. But I do appreciate this though, because it makes a game a lot more watchable, I'd imagine, for most of you, without necessarily just eliminating what, you know, is not that exciting. So it's still cool to see how, you know, the zones close just for our own, you know, sake of learning more about the game. It's cool to see, you know, what's going on, even if it's at 10 times speed. So here we go. Let's see what 8 people left. Could be 2 full squads, or it could be any combination. So we will have to see.
Oh, I see him.
There is... That was really weird, actually. Just chilling by the tree there, prone, I think. So it is a reminder that if you are prone around a tree, if you're watching, you know, there are people to the northwest or something, just make sure that you always stay alert and look behind you. And if you hear a vehicle, especially, just try to figure out where it's coming from, because you don't want people sneaking up behind you and then getting an easy kill like that. So now they're down to 7 other people. So that person was alone, not as part of a squad. So, and they are pretty exposed here. So we'll have to see if they take the ridge line. That's a good ridge up to the left here. It has a couple buildings at the top of it, and it gives you a good view of the military compound, anybody who might be running in after you. So they're already firing. Oh, they see somebody in the grass. I am awful at doing this, seeing people who are prone in the grass. But see, there's somebody who's coming in behind him and able to get the kill with a headshot there. But man, that level 3 helmet took a lot of damage from that. So able to boost up, heal up, and I'd imagine going to go loot that person. Although it was a headshot that killed him though, so a person might not have a great helmet either. But that level 3 is 1 hit away from being damaged. So here you go. You can see how he's able to get behind the squad. And that actually worked out really well. So that's where teammates, if you stay close to each other, you should always stay within line of sight, especially at the end of the match. But don't necessarily stay right next to each other, because that way, if you get ambushed like this person did, then you have a chance to flank or get behind the squad or the people who are attacking you. So he threw a smoke for the teammate to hopefully save the teammate, or at least protect them from getting attacked. You can see there. So that was actually a 1v4 at the end by Diana. So that was cool. That was definitely an exciting match, a fun match to cast, a lot going on. I do appreciate the fact that everything was there, although some parts were sped up. That way you get a sense of how the match evolved. And yeah, again, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends to help grow the channel. And consider subscribing if you haven't already for tons more PUBG Mobile content, including gameplay, tips and tricks, loot location highlights, and a whole lot more. So my name's DerekG, and I hope to see you on the battlefield soon, or in my Discord server, which I'll also leave a link to down below. And one more time, derekgreplays@gmail.com. That's how you submit games to me. They can either be clips, which I will put together into like a compilation, or they can be individual games like this one that can be cast independently.